Okay, so welcome to the product rule. So in this video, we will be discussing how to derive when giving a product rule, so type of a different differential equation. So let's say you have y equates to fx, where fx is its own function, times gx, where gx is its own function. So the derivative or the gradient function of a function that is multiplied by another function, it is called the product rule. So you use the product rule to derive to get to the derivative, which is dy over dx. So this will be f of x times g prime of x, which is the derivative of g, plus f prime. Note that you didn't derive this one, you just wrote it the way it is, times g prime, not g prime, just gx. Okay, so now let's simplify it. Let's write it in another form. Let's say you had y equates to uv, and u if it's equates to and let u equates to fx, and then u prime will be f prime of x, and then v equates to gx, and v prime will be equal to g prime of x. Okay, so now let's just write this down, and then dy over dx will be given by this type of equation. We can derive this one by just using the same principle we used there. So it's u and then v prime, and then it's plus u prime v. Okay, so now we have something like this one, and then what we have, we just substitute our functions there. Let's do example. The example I'll choose will be, let's choose a simple one. Let's say x to the power of 2 e to the power of x. This is y equates to that. So we first of all, you equate x squared, the first term, to u. So let's say let u equates to x to the power of 2, and then u prime will be 2x, and then we say v equate to e of x, and v prime equates to e of x, because the derivative of e to the x to the power of x is just e to the power of x. Okay, so now let's write our new equation u v. Our gradient function, or our first derivative, will be given by u v prime plus v u v, and then let's substitute it. U equates to x to the power of 2, and then our v prime equates to e to the power of x, and then it's plus our plus sign there, u prime, which is 2x, and then v equates to just e to the power of x. So this was a simple one, and you can just simplify it, just say e to the power of x, just take that one, and then you have x, this will be plus 2. So that will be your final answer there. So okay, now let's do another example. These are examples that I just made. So dy over dx of this equation, it will be u, which will be the same as that one. Let me just write the equation here. Dy over dx equates to u v prime plus u prime times v. Okay, so now we know this is u and v, and we can just find them quickly. We don't need to, I'm not going to write them down in this case. I'm just going to substitute into that equation. So we have u, we just write the u the way it is, v, v prime of e to the power of x. If you derive e to the power of x, we just give you e to the power of x. And then this is plus the derivative of u, which is just 1, and then times that one, which is just e to the power of x. And if you simplify it, you just give you e to the power of x plus 1. Okay, and then let's look at this one. This is, now select your e, your u, and you select your v here. So your u in this case, it will be cos of x, and your v will be e to the power of x. And it doesn't matter which one you choose because you're adding them. So whatever direction you take, it doesn't matter. So your u, you copy your u the way it is. This will be dy over dx equates to, and then you have cos of x, and then if you derive this v, it will just give you e to the power of x, and then it's plus the derivative of cos x, we give you negative sign of x, and then e to the power of x, you just write it the way it is. You don't need to derive it this time. Okay, now in this one you can just take e to the power of x. Ex is a common factor. You have cos of x minus sine of x, and then that's your final answer. Let's do this one. So for this one, it's a little bit of complicated because you need to know this derivative of by heart. And let me just say, okay, u prime equates to 1 over x, and then v prime equates to sec squared x. So now we already got those ones. We know this is v, this is u, this is v. So we can just say, okay, dy over dx will give you, will be u, which is just ln x, times v prime, which is sec squared x. And then this is plus u prime, which is 1 over x, times tan. And that will be just give you tan x, because this is just times the v. Okay, so now this you can simplify, but just say it's ln of x, sec of this is sec squared x plus tan x divided by x. Okay, now this will be your final answer. And then for this one also, we know that this is v or u. Let's just call it u. This will be u prime equates to, this one you use the product rule to differentiate this one. No, you use the not the product rule, you use the product rule, the overall rule, but then this one will be the chain rule. So you first of all you derive the inside function, which is 4x, so you give you 4, and then times the outside function. The derivative of outside function will be just negative sign, so you give you negative sine of 4x. Okay, so that will be your u prime, and then your v prime will give you just 1 over x. Okay, so now you have cos of 4x times 1 over x, which is this derivative, then it is plus, or we can just minus now, but we can just say plus to follow the formula, and then it is negative the derivative of this one, which is that one, negative 4 sine of x times ln. I'm running out of space, so I'm just going to write it down here. So it's cos of 4x divided by x minus 4 sine of x ln x. Okay, so this looks a little bit complicated, but it's understandable. The more you do them, the more you will see how easy they are. Okay, so let's go on with this one. Here we have square root of x times sine. So we know that u prime will be the derivative of this one. So now in this one, you just say half square root. So square root minus that one will just give you a negative square root, which is because you'll be working with, let me just do it here quick. So you have x to the power of a half. Deriving this will give you half x. This power will just say be 1 over 2 minus 1. This will give you negative half. So you have half of x to the power of negative a half, which will give you 1 over 2 square root of x. Okay, so I'm just gonna write square root of x. Okay, and then for the sign, we just be cos. V prime equates to cos of x. Okay, now we dealing with this one, and then we just say, okay, dy over dx equates to square root of x. Just write it the way it is for you. And then this one, you just derive it, cos of x, plus, let me just write it down here, this guy, which is a half of square root of x. Note that the square root is in the denominator, and then it is times by sine x. So this will just go to the numerator. So if you write it down in a very nice form, it will be square root of x cos of x plus sine of x divided by 2 square root of x. Okay, so now that will be your final answer. And this is all for today. Hope you enjoyed the video, and just drop a like if you like it, and subscribe please.